Well, we got the sway bar in the way, but we got to lift the rear differential in order to get driver's side tailing arm off. So you got to remove that bolt right there, right at the back of the rear differential. And then at the front there's two bolts that there you got to loosen. And then we got to jack the differential up in order to get the tailing arm bolt out. What a fucking pain in the ass.
Hey everybody, it's Jay from Bullshit Corner. Today's video is replacing the trailing arms. I always have a habit of calling them tailing arms, so I'm going to use that word back and forth because it's just habit for me. But the passenger side one is pretty simple. Basically remove the bolt, both ends, pull it out, put the new one in, as you'll see in the video. But the driver's side one is a little bit more complicated because in order to get the bolt out at this part at the rear, you got to lift the differential up because the differential's in the way where the bolt will pull out and you can't. In the long part of the video, I'm not sure if I recorded it or not because there's going to be a whole bunch of mini videos and one big one anyways. We can't get the bolt out, so I had to reference my BMW service guide and just to figure out just exactly how it's done, and that's how it's done. Actually, I just had it backwards. Up inside it's this bolt that can't come out because it hits the differential, so this is going to be a little bit more challenging. It's nothing that I wanted to get really into, but we have to get it done because if you replace one side, you might as well replace the other side, and then it's done for. So before we start this project, we gotta drink some fucking beer. Alright, it's fucking showtime.
Alright, there's the view from the front. And that's one of the two bolts in the front differential. You just got to loosen them off. You don't need to back them right out. You just need to loosen them just so you can tilt the differential at the back up once you remove the rear bolt. So this setup here, I got the differential loose and jacked up as far as it'll go. And that's the bolt right there we got to get out in order to get the trailing arm off. So we're gonna see if it's gonna fucking work. Alright, I got the bolt out here, and the reason why, not only because you want to remove the bolt from the differential at the back to jack it up, you want to loosen the ones in the front enough, because even when you jack it up you still can't get this bolt out. You actually have to use a pry bar and pry at the back of the diff, or at the front of the diff, pull the differential back in order for you to get this bolt out, because otherwise it just hits your axle shaft here. So that's the reason for that. So now I'm going to try to get the tailing arm out, or trailing arm I should say, and fucking put the new one in.
What a task that was, getting that trailing arm out. Here she is. New one's gonna go in, both sides are done. I definitely hope this video helps you because she can be a nightmare. That deserves fucking beer for getting that out. Now the fun part begins, trying to get this little nut back up on there. There's no room because of the exhaust, so today I fought with it with a pair of pliers and some other shit to get it up. I'm going to try to use a piece of wire that I connected on there, and hopefully we should get that on.
I'm trying to shine it in there and kind of see that's where that nut's got to go for the tailing arm. Like I said, she's kind of fucking tricky to get in there. You got to be creative. So we got the rear arm loose, bolt's taken out. Here's the bolt right here, and it uses that special nut on the opposite side. So now we're going to, no light. Now we're going to remove this one, drop the lower suspension arm out. Light's kind of bright, there we go. Now that bolt is a cam bolt, and it uses a eccentric washer, and the purpose of that is to set your camber. So I know we're replacing the arm, but I'm just going to use that as a reference point when we put the new one on, and try to get lined up as close as possible.
Well, that concludes the video of changing out the trailing arms. It's going to be in two videos. It's going to be on the rebuild of the E46 rear suspension, along with doing a trailing arm video separately. So you're going to see both clips and both videos, only because in the long version, obviously, if you watched it or will watch it, we're taking out all the bushings, replacing all the bushings, redoing the rear springs, tailing arms. Anyways, I'm rambling on. Fucking beer time. Ooh, burp. The driver's side is the worst. Getting that little nut back in is a real cocksucker. And remember, remove the bolt from the rear diff, loosen the 2 bolts in the front, loosen them quite a bit actually, jack it up. You'll be able to have enough room to wiggle it out. I got dirt all over me from shit falling on me. But anyways, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, post them below. Some of the next videos I'm going to do in the car, there is a rust repair, both sides. We're going to fix the rust on the car, repaint those sections. We're going to install 2 12-inch subs in the trunk using the factory wiring harness. And we got to replace the front power steering hose. And that's all I can think of for right now. If there's some more videos that come up, I will do them. Anyways, thanks for watching.